What if you discovered that your greatest weakness is where your greatest strength and superpower lies dormant? And it's not the weakness that you can easily write on a piece of paper, like, in an interview when they ask you, like, what are your weaknesses? Not those that you easily admit. It's the weaknesses that you do not want to admit. It's those where if someone confronted you with, you say, no, I don't do that. Why would you say that? It's that judgment from other that really hurts deep inside. It's that quality that you have to look at. Sometimes that's where you can really discover parts of yourself that have been buried in a shadow. So a certain aspect of you, since your childhood, you were like constantly told not to do this, and at work you were told not to do this and not to do this, until you yourself start judging yourself and saying, like, I shouldn't do this is not good, I should change that. But the more you deny that part of yourself, the more you judge it, the more you hear the reprimanding from others, the more energy you are using to keep it there in this container. You don't accept it. So it's a part of you that's dead, that's not being used. And if you allow to shed light into that space, you might find a completely different way of expressing that part of you to create something unique into the world. Because those weaknesses are actually the unique qualities that each and every one of us has that are waiting to be created. But because we live in a society that constantly dictates how we should be and how we shouldn't be, the things that are most unique about us is normally the things that we get reprimanded for, and then we start judging about ourselves. I'll give you two examples. One is an example of a wonderful Brazilian spirituality teacher that I met in Los Angeles that was teaching in both languages. But when she started, she was told that she shouldn't teach in English because she had a very thick accent in English. And she heard that from a number of people, and it hurt her so much that she was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyways. And she really invested heavily in doing the English language courses in spirituality. And guess what? It became the number one selling courses. And this is where she makes the most amount of money, because she appealed to people that don't speak English perfectly. So, like people from other countries for whom English is a second language, they resonated much more with her. So that became her superpower in this case. For me, my whole life, from my family to my employers, I often hear that I either am doing too much, wanting too much, or enjoying my life too much. This actually came up on a number of occasions from, during serious employment where, let's say, everyone was in a hotel following the norm of, waking up, going to the meetings, going to sleep, having the late night dinner. And I just wanted more well-being in my day, despite doing everything that I was supposed to do and beyond. I would also wake up early in the morning and go to the beach, do my yoga, dive into the ocean, and then in the evening I would go sometimes dancing, and that didn't sit well with a culture of serious work. And guess what? In the beginning, these comments would really hurt. I would, coil in and say, oh my God, I'm something wrong with me and I'm not serious enough. I would forget all the qualities that I was bringing to the work. And guess what? Eventually, I was brave enough to look at that and say, I'm not going to go into the energy of like, screw everyone, I'm going to do things in a way that I want. I actually took that and I said, maybe if it irritates people so much, maybe it's a repressed part that people actually want to look at. And I started and I created the whole pleasurable wellness methodology around this. Not because of that, but that was kind of a catalyst. Like, this is why I want to enjoy my day. This is why I want to wake up in the morning. This is why I don't want to eat a late night dinner and I want to go dancing instead, because it's better for my health. It makes me more energized and it makes me more productive and it makes me happier, and by default it makes me more creative. You see how it's a completely different energy. I wasn't trying to justify what I was doing directly to an employer or to my parents or to whoever it is. I just said, okay, like, I'm getting this negative energy around that and I'm actually judging myself. Let me look at that. Wow, there's a flower there waiting to be born, and it's a part of me that I've been like beating up and not allowing to spring into being. And it took me years to accept it. And it was in Brazil that I accepted it, and it slowly turned into this beautiful methodology that now is helping others awaken the need to be themselves, allowing themselves to take a break, to enjoy life without being shameful about it. What area of your life are you allowing to be buried deep inside? Which part of yourselves have you forgotten? Which areas you judge yourself about or others really like put you down for, that you could really look at and transform into a gift to the world? You have to, when you start receiving this negative feedback, it's really important not to react. No, I didn't do that. Oh my God, why did you say that? No, it's accepting, especially if you see it from a number of different people. You say like, okay, there's a message that I'm not liking, but I'm receiving it from a number of people and it probably means something important for me. And then you take that message and you say, what quality in me is causing people to see this so negatively? And then you look at that and you say, oh, okay, maybe it's my repressed desire to have more fun. Whatever it is, you look at that and you accept it inside of yourself and you say, yes, I have that part of me, even if I label it or if I perceive it as negative. And then you slowly, it's not going to happen overnight, but you slowly find ways to give that part of you expression. If it's cooped up anger, you slowly unpack that and see what the anger is a result of. Maybe it's because of, the part of yourself that you left behind. And if you allow them to come out, then the anger will transform into creativity. They say that Hitler was actually an incredible artist, and maybe one of the reasons that there's no justification for any of this, of course, but if he had gone and he was accepted to the art school, maybe the whole thing wouldn't have happened. We all need to express our shadows. We need to express deep parts of ourselves that are often judged by others. That's oftentimes is where our uniqueness is, and that's where our world really needs. We don't need conformity anymore. We don't need this everyone being equal and everyone following the rules. We need to break out of the rules that are not working anymore, and we need to create unique characteristics. We need to create innovation. We need to break out of the structures, and the only way to do that is if we look at the things that have been judged for so many generations and for so many years and bring them forth into being. Not in this like, take this, I'm going to be the way I want kind of way, but take this first, accept it within yourself, and then transform it into something creative. Thank you so much for listening. Lots of love to you. Have a wonderful day, and really go and look at parts of yourself that maybe are ready to be born into something beautiful.